I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stützle, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, folks? We're back with another live watch party for the Ottawa Senators visiting the Washington Capitals. Our first one in 2 games. We were at the games this weekend. I'll touch on that a little bit. Awesome time, great time with the boys in person for 2 massive wins for the Ottawa Senators, and this is yet another massive game. They do not stop at this time of year when you're 5 points back of a playoff spot. The Sens need every win they can get right now, so another big one on tap tonight. I'm pumped to be back here in the seat talking to you about this hockey game. Every time the Caps and the Sens play, it's a great time. And nowhere else is a great time is the Glebe Central Pub. Man, I can't say enough about the staff there supporting us when we're all running around. If you're at the GCP, you understand what I mean. It was a bit of a scene celebrating both wins on Saturday and Sunday. So shout out to the GCP, the best way, hands down, to get out to the CTC and then get right back downtown. Just $18 round trip on that shuttle. Gets you there in about 25 minutes, back in half an hour or less. It's the best way, and we need to fill that building. If you are in Ottawa and you have the ability to go to a game, I highly recommend the Glebe Central Pub. All right, folks, like I said, a big game. The weekend was a blast. The boys touched on it. They have iterated how much of a rest we all needed, which is very true. What a great time meeting everyone who was there. It was such an awesome weekend. Just listening or meeting people who listen to the show, who watch the show all the time. Honestly, really humbling. So it was awesome. And I think just it all kind of comes together because we're excited about this team again. An 11-2-2 stretch in the last 15 games is definitely worth getting excited about. It's put them right back in the race here. I've got the standings pulled up in front of me. They are 5 points out of a playoff spot, but 5 points out of 2 playoff spots. So yes, 5 points out seems a bit bleak, but it actually isn't that bad when you consider they're 5 points back of the first and second wildcard spot with 2 games in hand on both Boston and Detroit. Tonight is one of those games. The other 2 teams I don't believe are playing. This is one of those times where the Sens have to make up some ground, close that gap again. After Sunday, I believe they were 3 points out, and then Boston won. I don't know. I'm having a tough time keeping track of it, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. On to the next game. This team's rolling right now. Every time they lose in regulation, if they have, it's just right back on the horse, point streak, whatever you call it. And this weekend was special. They played so well, especially on Saturday against the Ducks. Ullmark was great. He gets to start again tonight. That's 3 in a row for Linus Ullmark. I kind of expected them to go with James Reimer, but if Ullmark says he's ready to go, he's ready to go. We'll see how busy he is tonight, how he looks, because he was awesome. His best game of the season on Saturday against Anaheim. And then on Sunday, it was a bit, of a shootout. 2 teams playing back-to-back against an offensive young team like the Sharks. I thought Ullmark was obviously the better goalie. Wasn't his best game, lets in 4 goals, but he got the win. That's all that matters. Linus Ullmark is just an absolute winning machine right now, giving this team a chance every single night. And that's about it, folks. We're just ready to get going. I mean, when we started these in January, think of some of those games that we were reacting to. I think if you would have told us that we would have been right here down the stretch, March 18th, must-win hockey games, however many are left for the Sens, we would have taken it because of how they were playing at the time. They've turned it around, put themselves in a spot here to make a bit of a push and make a bit of a run. I'm looking forward to it. That being said, they got to get these points. I mentioned the Out-of-Town scoreboard, how devastating that's been lately. They can't allow points to slip away. And it doesn't feel right to say that they got to win every single game, but with the pace that these other teams are clicking at, you kind of feel like they might have to. And I'm just double checking that these teams, they're not in action. Good amount of games on tonight for a Wednesday. So the Hurricanes and Penguins are playing. We'll keep an eye on that one because I also want to keep an eye on tomorrow's opponent, the Islanders, but we'll touch on that tomorrow because they could be a team that we need to battle with down the stretch here. But as of right now, that is not the case because they are still in the 3rd place in the Metro Division. And here comes the Sens playing against the team in the Metro Division, in the Washington Capitals. I said that a lot of these games are really entertaining with these 2 teams for whatever reason. I don't really know why. But I'm certainly not complaining because it's a lot of fun to follow every time they're up against each other. I remember a couple fun ones last year. They had a 7-1 game this season, the Sens did, and then a tight 4-3 win in regulation on New Year's Day, I believe. So it's been good every time. The Caps aren't really where they want to be. Definitely not first in the East like they were last season, but they're still a team you got to respect. And quite frankly, I mean, they're technically not out of it either, especially if they win tonight. Must-win game probably for them as well. So it should be good, man. I'm expecting a bit of a playoff type of push and a playoff type of atmosphere inside Capital One Arena. I think it's still called that. And so for this first one back, we're on the road. So that means we've got Pilsy jumping in for the first period, and I'll have Callum Fraser with the Ottawa Sun and the Ottawa Citizen jumping in for the first intermission, like we have always done. Pick his brain a little bit about the standings, the playoff race, how this team's looked the last little bit, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, we'll react to it. But this is a big one, man. This is a huge game, huge game for the Ottawa Senators. And there's Cole Hudson getting his NHL debut, little rookie lap for him. It's got the white stick. I like that. I like the style. I prefer a white stick over white skates, I think, for a style for some players. This is a very winnable game, like I said. I think I'd say that the next 6 games for the Sens are ones that I'd expect them to win. Yes, there's some back-to-backs mixed in there, but I truly think they're a better team than all their next 6 opponents. And it goes, I believe, Washington. I'll pull it up here just before we get going. National broadcast game, so here come the anthems a little bit later than normal. Let's look at the Sens schedule. Or you know what? I tweeted it today. Why don't I just pull that up? That's smarter. Because after those 6 games, it's a little bit of a tougher stretch. A lot of home games, but there's a Florida trip there, and I know the Panthers aren't in a playoff spot, and they're not the same team this season, but they play them twice. I still consider that a hard matchup. Well, let me just pull this up here and read it out. Next 6 games at Washington, which is tonight, versus the Islanders at home. Tomorrow, Saturday against the Leafs at home, and then on the road back-to-back against the New York Rangers and then the Detroit Red Wings, and then back at home against Pittsburgh. So on paper, that's 3 playoff teams, but I think the Sens are better than Detroit, Pittsburgh, and the Islanders, who are all in playoff spot right now. But they got to prove it in those games. So it starts tonight. Got to win this one. Really get off on the right foot, and they got a chance to get hot. They really do. And like I said, after that's a bit of a different scenario. I mentioned that too because Jake Sanderson looks like he's going to be skating in the next few days towards the end of the week. Travis Green said, so that's a huge bonus. If you can tread water or do more than that, which they have been, they're 3-1 without Jake Sanderson in the lineup. Oh boy. I mean, that's a huge bullet dodge, essentially. Everyone stepped up. Dennis Gilbert now, especially with Nick Jensen apparently out for the season, which is a bit of a surprise. And then sucks for him. We will get into that with Callum or Pilsy, but that bottom pair, man, they stepped up against over the weekend. Dennis Gilbert, I liked him a lot with Matt and Palo. I think Matt and Palo was great when he came in, and we know that he's good and he's been sitting forever and he's still fine. But I found that Matt and Palo struggled in the offensive zone on his off wing because they had the 2 righties. So when he had Gilbert, I thought he was able to cycle a little bit more, join the rush whenever he could a lot better, and really like that bottom pair. Curious how they're going to use them in on the road because we've only seen them at home, I think, so far. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing just guys kind of continue their play here. Oddly enough, the Sens scored 9 goals this trip. Tim Stützle had no points. That's incredible that happened. So, I mean, looking for Timmy to have a big game. He has not gone pointless in consecutive games very often this season, ending his 14-game heater. Can't quite get to 15. He has 2 14-gamers in his career, a 13-gamer. He'll get there eventually, but I actually I don't know how many games are left. What is it? They played 66. This is 67 tonight. So I guess technically he has time, but might have to wait till next season for that, which is kind of funny to think about. But every W is crucial. 11-2-2 stretch this team's on. A big part of that has been Linus Ullmark coming back, and I know that he hasn't been quite as good in some spots as we'd have liked, But man, I'll tell you what, that Saturday performance from him was really special. He was just a starting goalie, and we've called on him to be better because of the way this team's played, and I think he did exactly that. Said he could play again on Sunday, and like I said, wasn't stellar, but he gave them a chance to win, and they did win that game in regulation. So let's look for more of the same from Linus Ullmark hitting a stride here in Washington. The Caps, oddly enough, have a bad power play, and there's Cole Hudson. We'll take an eye on him. If he's anything like his brother in Montreal, that's a problem, but we'll see how effective he is in his first career game. And here we go. Puck's down. Like I said, Pilsy will be joining me here any moment, and we'll sync up our times, try and keep an eye on what time it is for everyone out there. So you can sync up if you'd like. And we are off. Here's Matt Roy, just sat down on audio at the point. Caps kind of going to work in the ozone early. Gilbert and Matt Paolo got the start, which is interesting. Oh, and there's a decent chance in front. Nice stops by Ullmark to start there. That looked like a point-blank save he made. Right in front of the net. So that's early chance given up by the Sens there. And Caps still have it. Here they come. High shot rings out of the zone. All right. Not a good first shift. Uncharacteristic first shift for that those guys. Nice play by Ridley Gregg. And here comes this line. Kachuk with it. Takes a shot, and that just gets stopped. And here we go. I got Pilsy in. Pilsy, hectic start. I don't know if you saw that, but Ullmark made a nice save.
Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy here already. I think this is going to be a good game, Jack.
Me too. So you want to sync up times here? What do you got?
Let's do it. I'm at 18:25.
Okay, I'm a bit behind you, so I'll get you to pause and I'll let you know.
Okay, I'll pause at 18:20.
Okay. I am at 18:20 right now.
Bang, here we go.
Enough of a difference where it was worth doing that probably, but
no, definitely.
Pilsy, how are you feeling here? Day after your birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, sir.
And obviously we had a big weekend celebration.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, and this is a good. I think it's fair to say measuring stick game because the Caps, Ross and I kind of put them out of the playoff race, but they're really not. So this is a good team in the East that you gotta hope that you can beat if you want to compete with those teams that are in playoff spots. You got to put a team like this away.
Yeah, and you could say, I think, fairly for the Caps, like their hope is probably a lot lower than Ottawa's. Just they've played more games than everyone. I know you guys pointed that out today. Like they played more games. They're I think 8 points out of playoff spot. I don't quite remember, but as must win as it gets for them. But the Sens are in the same boat, so I'm expecting a bit of a playoff type intensity tonight from both teams.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I mean Washington were sellers at the deadline. John Carlson, career-long capital, and they traded him away. So that makes me think they're kind of, I don't want to say punting on the season, but as an organization, less focused as the Ottawa Senators are on making it this year.
Yeah, they seem to be in a spot, and good look
Spence
by
shot.
Spence there, who's been awesome lately. I did a little talk about how good everyone's been basically all weekend, and he's one of those guys who stepped up, and that's a good look for him. Here goes Pinto. I feel like the Caps are kind of a team where if they make it, it's gravy essentially, but they made a good retool deadline. I'd say like Carlson was a tough blow, but expiring contract, he's a bit older, and if you weren't sure about bringing him back, first round pick is great to get back for that kind of asset. So definitely, I think you got to take that and run, and then just see how you do next season maybe, and depend on what Ovi does and everything.
Yeah, and I mean, I know everyone always says this, but I don't think it's that crazy that he would re-sign there. So
no, I don't think so either. Yeah, I mean that would be, unless there's bad blood or anything like that. It's surprising how rare that is, though. You don't see that often.
Happens.
Yeah. So maybe he'll look for greener pastures or stay in Anaheim. Who knows? But huge piece of their team gone. Cole Hudson is there. He is making a nice play there, and here he comes up with the puck. In the lineup now. So that's a guy, and he's got it here.
Great pass.
I mean,
nice.
He creates out there, and I know you guys talked about this too, but a guy the Sens could have had in the 2024 draft on day 2.
and they went with Gabe Eliason instead. There could not be two more opposite directions you can take a draft pick. I mean, smooth puck-moving defenseman and large, no puck-moving defenseman.
Good stick by Shabbat there in the slot.
Anyways.
Yeah, look, I'm obviously I'd rather have him than Gabe Eliason. That's not a secret from Sens fans, but I do understand like the left shot offensive defenseman when you've got two guys already. I get not drafting that type of player in the first place, but you got to pick a good guy instead. And I mean, who knows? It's only been 2 years. You never know. But a tough one for that. And he looks like a good player. I mean, he had that scary play at the World Juniors too, so it's good to see him still playing. To be honest, like. I don't know if you remember that when he got hit with a puck in the face and or the neck or something like that. He's okay now. 19 years old, man.
Good for him. That's awesome. But we hope he's got a little bit of the rookie struggles tonight, because I'm so sick of seeing guys score their first NHL career goal up against the Ottawa Senators.
I know, and especially a defenseman. Like, it just can't be. It can't be that happening tonight. And look, it can if the Sens are winning. I don't care if that happens, but nice try by Cousins.
Jack, who would your locked on player be for today? Ross and I did ours. I had a Matteo, he had Timmy. Who are you looking at tonight?
I think I'm gonna go. Greg's fallen, but that was a good play. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Zetterlund. I know that we were on him on Sunday and everything, but I'd like some consistency, like back-to-back efforts out of him, because he was great against San Jose, and it'd be nice to just kind of keep rolling with that. He had one stretch close to Christmas where he was great.
Yep.
But like 6 goals in 10 games or something like that. So I'd like a little bit out of Zetterlund tonight, especially on the road. Like, give the coach a chance, a reason to put you out there.
Yep, I like it. And Ross and I were watching the highlights of the last time these two teams played. Fabian Zetterlund with the game winner. So let's hope we can get that going again.
And obviously the last time the Sens played in Washington was a very good night. It was a 7-1 beatdown.
Yep.
Ullmark almost fought. It was a great night for the Sens. And I think that was after, it was either before or after the 7-1 beatdown of Boston. So they had back-to-back games and 7 goals, and they just had 7 on Sunday. So maybe there's another game like that in their repertoire here.
All right, I like it. And from what I'm hearing, number 7, Brady, should have a good game too then. I'm hearing a lot of 7s here.
Lucky number 7. We'll see. I've liked their last few shifts here, getting back to what they're doing. But there's Cole Hudson again. A great play on Amadio. Yeah. He might be a problem. He might just be a problem right out of the gates, and that wouldn't surprise anyone, I don't think.
I think he is going to be a problem. Yeah. And it just would have been so nice to have the Hudson brothers battling Montreal and Ottawa, but whatever, Jack.
It's all good.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore. That's it.
Hey, and honestly, maybe if his brother had played a season before, because he was drafted before his brother played, right? Because Lane Hudson played last year. So maybe if that season had happened, they'd be like, oh, we got to get that guy. But you never know.
I doubt it. Oh,
did he stop that?
I don't know. I think he just fanned on it. That was close.
Here's Chikrin. There we go.
Nice.
Go.
Here's your boy.
Yeah.
Zetterlund bringing it in.
Because this line has just been great. Fogle, Eller. I mean, Eller especially, I think, has really just gotten comfortable with these two on his wing.
I mean, Eller's keeping Halliday out of the lineup.
He is, and we're not even saying a peep about it because he's been playing pretty well. And I don't think the points are there for him, but he's in on a lot of goals and he's on the ice and not contributing or not hurting them defensively. So you can't really complain about Lars Eller.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at this fourth line and then you start thinking about, more often than not, they're probably going up against other teams' fourth line, and you got to like their chances there. And if you're Travis Green, that's a matchup you're probably going to like most of the time, defensively and offensively.
Exactly. And I've liked Cousins, Greg, Kachuk early here. And they've just been awesome since they got put together. That's really the turnaround of the season. And I'd expect a nice game from them, to be honest. That'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a nice move. Oh,
oof.
They've had some rush chances. Nice pass.
Okay.
Oh, how good has Brady's passing been this season?
Yeah, he's been a good playmaker. And this is a line that's hard to beat down low too.
Oh, yeah.
A battle.
I mean, the smallest guy on there is probably the hardest to battle with, and really Greg. Like,
yeah, the feistiest.
He's just so feisty.
Yeah. The Wasp.
Yeah, I forget who came up with that nickname. I'm gonna give him credit.
I think it was in one of our live.
I think so.
I love it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then over the boards comes Pinto, and like, here we go. Like, this is nice move.
Ooh, yeah, the ability to just roll 4 lines is something we haven't had in years. So this is a luxury for sure.
Yeah, and the Fogle trade really made that a reality, obviously.
Definitely. Oh,
Thompson looks shaky, man. He doesn't know where the puck is a couple times. And just 2 shots for the Caps, really, eh? Like, they've had some looks around the net. Did Olmark
yeah, he just fanned on it. I think it bounced on him.
Or like the first one even? Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, Pillsy, I mean, obviously a great weekend. There's not really much else to dive into. When there's 2 days off after games, obviously you guys touch on everything. I've got my pucks set up there. Shout out Martin for
nice. There we go.
Those woodworked pucks. Those are pretty awesome. What a weekend at the GCP. That was just that was awesome. The rink was amazing. The fans were there, and I'm so pumped we got to see a March game when they're kind of in a playoff hunt, because everyone talks about playoffs, but when they're in it, when the weather starts to turn a little bit, it's really nice and really special. And I know you've seen that. I was more happy for Ross, to be honest.
Yeah.
That he got to soak that in basically for the first time since doing the pod and everything, that kind of atmosphere at a game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was an absolute blast. Getting to see 2 games in the nation's capital, 2 wins, one of them a shutout. The next one, they score 7 goals, like just all time. Glebe Central Pub was an absolute blast both days. The shuttle was bumping. So definitely I would recommend, if you're a out of town or internationally abroad Sens fan, that's the way to do it. Go to the GCP, take the shuttle, meet some friends, have a good time. Because every time we've done it, I feel like pretty much everyone there has positive things to say and ends up having a good time.
And it's really just cool seeing like people come together, because obviously we talk about the games we're going to go to, and people can book that as well. Back to back on the weekend is great. There were people at 2 of them, people at 1 of them. It was very neat. It was just very cool, and it shows what a successful team can do for a market, right? Like, just year over year. And this, even if it doesn't line up for them at the end of the season, like and here we go right away. Like, their points percentage is right on pace.
Identical. Wow.
After 66 games, which is crazy. But you put those 2 seasons together, and it's the 2 best seasons we've had in almost a decade. So you can tell by the fans and like talking to people, and we obviously, see it every day in the chat, and online and everything. It's just different when you're in the mix, when you haven't been in Ottawa living there, I guess.
Big time. Yeah. And you've been in Montreal for a while, so you haven't had that kind of same consistent vibe of the team and the atmosphere and the fans. So it was probably great for you to get back in the mix too.
I was out at dinner last night, and it was right downtown, just around the Bell Center, and there were people in their Habs jerseys before the game, and it was just disgusting. It was just it's sickening, and they obviously had a win over Boston. At least it was a win and not an OT loss from the Habs. That would have been all-time worst case scenario. But yeah, I mean, you can look at the standings in 2 ways too. You can be, disappointed that they're not closer with the way that they've been playing. They haven't gained any ground technically in their 3-1 stretch without Sanderson so far. But you look at their situation, they're 5 points back of 2 spots, chasing 2 teams. One of them you play with 2 games in hand on both of them. And this is one of those games tonight. So it's a huge, huge night in the standings, I think. And tomorrow is big as well, because you could talk about Columbus jumping New York. Like, there's a lot in play here, Pillsy. And I think we're just going to see that in the next, I don't know how many games, 15, 16, 17 games?
15, I think. It just makes every game so exciting. No, sorry, 16 games left.
Okay.
Every game is just so important. It doesn't, like, you can do the spin zones with like, this team has this implications and the standings and everything like this, but the points on the line every single night are so crucial. No matter how you spin zone your opponent or how it's going to affect you, like, we can't expect favors from the out of town scoreboard. We've seen that time and time again. So when points are there, you got to grab them.
Yeah, I'd actually say more often this season it's been unfavorable, the out-of-town scoreboard. A couple of guys have been falling early here. Batherson just blew a tire as well. So a little little sloppy, but again, they've given up 2 shots here.
Yeah.
Just this is their hockey. It's 7-2 on the shot clock right now.
Yeah, and playing a disciplined game, although Washington doesn't have a strong power play still. You want to be able to battle even strength without taking penalties. So far, this is Sens hockey, and they're playing it their style.
Just ice the puck there about halfway through the first. Yeah, and I'm going to talk to Callum in the intermission about the standings as well, and just talking about who we're looking out for. And I think Columbus has gotten on our radar the last little bit. Like the Sens can't catch them. They've been red hot and look like they're on a path here they're only 3 points out with a game in hand, so they're even closer. And it's tough that there's only one game against the 3 teams that are ahead of them right now, and that's Detroit next week.
Yeah.
Just a huge game. But that will, like, I think they're just all big now. Like even the one against the Leafs on Saturday, like every single game is going to be edge of your seat. You need those points desperately to get into the dance.
Definitely. But hey, that's exciting. This is what we live for. We want to be in the mix like this.
I was saying that at the beginning, like if you told me when I was doing that Colorado game where we'd be over 2 months, I'd be thrilled because of how bad they were playing too at that time. Like they just looked disinterested in they every team goes through a slump, but they've not only turned it on the last little bit and found ways to win, but they've been the better team most nights in those wins.
Jack, if you would have told me when we did our postcast against Carolina and I did my hit panic button rant, and you would have been like, Pillsy, don't worry about it. They're going to be 4-5 points out in mid-March with games in hand. I would have been like, Jack, you're losing it. They're not going to be close. So in retrospect, both of us would be happy with the position we're in if you would have talked to us a month or 2 ago. So this is great.
Yeah, not to go too big picture, because a lot of hockey left. Who knows what can happen? But if they were to miss by a point or two, the way that it's gone this season for them and for the teams around them, like I think I won't be super disappointed. I want playoffs, don't get me wrong, and I won't try and spin zone that now when it's not all said and done yet. But I've just been so encouraged with the way they played for the most of the season that it's kind of still a win of a season considering where they were 2-3 years ago under different ownership, coaching staff, management, right?
Definitely. Yeah. I think I would be disappointed, but only because of what I think they could have achieved if they make the playoffs. And I think I would still be proud of the effort and the way they're progressing in like literally in the games, maybe not as a season overall. Oh,
Nick Cousins just got tackled
by Wilson.
Yeah.
What a duo, Cousins and Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a matchup Nick Cousins wants, but I think he knows that. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Man, Nick Cousins just finds himself in those situations. I love it. But obviously we want them to make playoffs, but I think, it wouldn't be like, oh man, waste of a season, or they didn't accomplish anything, or you can't see them trending in the right direction if it was close and they're not able to get in. But I'm a full believer, and not even just like being like toxically optimistic. Like I just, in my mind, the way they're playing and the way things are going, I'm already keeping my April schedule clear. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and same. Like I feel confident, and I feel like they will get it done. I think that is why it would be disappointing if it doesn't work out. But the closer they've gotten, the better they've played down the stretch here, and in March especially. Like you start to think again about I'd be lying if I said I didn't check out some playoff highlights last season, Pilsy, and just kind of like look at because there isn't that elation, there isn't that pressure of ending the curse this season, but it's more just let's keep it rolling and get these guys in their careers, the prime years in Sanderson, Stützle, and Tkachuk, and like take a run at it, because those are the guys that are going to lead you to the promised land one day, and making the playoffs year after year is critical if you want to win a cup one day. And that would be where my disappointment would come from. But again, the process is there. It could be a weird year where teams with 100 points miss the playoffs. It really can. And I'm just wrapping my head around that a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So let's see. I imagine this is going to be 4-on-4 here.
Yeah, I think so. I would think so. If this is anything but a 4-on-4, because we saw Wilson in the box there. I don't know if Like
Wilson's been going after Cousins.
Cousins should probably get interference there. I mean, the takedown looks bad.
Oh,
no way!
like
All
we're
right,
gonna get a power play. Atta boy, Nick
Sends to the
Cousins.
power
This is what
play.
he's paid to do.
That's Brian Cousins with an I.
Brian.
Okay, huge moment
Here
here
we
for
go.
the power play. Open the scoring. Let's go. Shots are 8-2 here. 8:09 left in the first. Sens are on the power play. And Tkachuk wins the draw.
Yep. Oh,
Save. Damn. Two big pad saves from Logan.
that was a
Thompson.
good set play. Shabbat low one-timer, pad save, Cousins right there. But yeah, Logan Thompson is still a good goalie. Like, I know he's been not at his best lately, but he's still really good.
He's an Olympian.
Yeah.
Silver medalist with Canada. He's that backup goalie there.
Yep.
In Milan. Yeah, two good looks there. I like the shooting mentality from Shabbat. A lot of space up top. Here's Tkachuk. Oh, that was there. That corner was right there.
I like that it looks like Brady's staying in the middle. I don't love him on the flanks. I just feel like he doesn't have that power and that accuracy with his shot.
Yeah. Oh, Timmy, come on. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think I like, though, what they do on the power play. And they don't have set positions. They have spots where they like for sure, but anyone can go anywhere. And I think that makes it really hard to defend. Oh! I heard that ding through your mic, Pills. That was loud. That was
a good one. Oh,
great shot. Hey, I mean, I'll take that power play start there for the top unit. That was 3 good looks
it so far.
early.
All right, second unit coming on here.
Offside. Did they score a power play? Yeah, Zetterlund had one. They had 2 on Sunday. That's right. Batherson had one, and Zetterlund had one.
Yep.
Let's see this look again. Good feed from Stutzla.
Oh,
hammered that. There's Zetterlund.
So this unit has a little more difficulty entering the zone, I think. No Timmy, obviously no Sanderson, but that would be the second unit's major flaw, in my opinion.
Yeah, they don't have quite that like assertive presence getting in. And I think the first unit's so good at getting the line, but then also winning a battle to get it. You know, Cousins is good at that. Kachuk's good at that. They don't quite have that here. And I mean, that's good. That works. Oh. I like that. You get a quick chance, but then get the puck back.
Yep. Now let's see some cycling here. Let's get these PK players moving.
Oh, there it is.
Vogel.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Back up high.
Yep,
there we go.
Spence is so good at keeping pucks in.
He's just the best at nice pass. All right, man. Electric power play, but no goals. And here comes Wilson. Wide open.
Nice save, Allmark.
Good save.
Because Spence is screening him there, so that's a trickier save than it looks.
Here's Nick Cousins, Brian Cousins, I should say. A lot of one-timers for the defenseman today.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting like rebounds and bounces, though, so it's creating chaos.
I mean, that was a great look for Wilson. He shot it right in the Richardson target, as I like to call it.
Oh, that's
what a great save again. Oh, that might have deflected off of Spence. I don't know.
That's a good save by Allmark.
Yeah, he hasn't been that busy, but he's made some nice stops early here. And I think you guys talked about it today. I'm surprised it's him today. I thought they would go with Reimer, especially because of Allmark playing back-to-back last weekend. Like, you'd think Reimer's getting a game here at some point, but maybe not, man. Maybe there are some easier, in quotations, games, and these two I'd say are harder of their next 6. Like, you've got the Leafs, which is an easy game on Saturday. That team's mailing it in. Then the Rangers, same thing. So you got 2 teams that are trying to lose actively, franchises that you can take advantage of, and then you got Detroit next week. So you want Allmark in that one for sure, I'd imagine.
But I just like Allmark played the back-to-back on the weekend, and then now you're going from Ottawa to Washington. I mean, you have 2 days to do it, but you're traveling from Washington back home to Ottawa tonight. Like, it just would have made so much sense for me to get Reimer in for this one and break up Allmark playing back-to-backs and then traveling, and then, like, I would much rather, and maybe they'll go Allmark again tomorrow. I don't know. But I would much rather have had Reimer in this spot. But whatever. I'm not going to make my usual rant out of it, because if he wins, I don't care, honestly.
I think Olmark is just like hard to predict, and I think that maybe the coaching staff probably feels the same way. Like,
Yeah.
they've had back-to-backs, Pilsy, where they've literally called up a goalie so Olmark doesn't have to travel with them. Like, that's happened before with this team, and he's also played back-to-backs. He's done all the stuff where he's been the guy, and look, if he's able to go in, he's obviously better than Reimer. And I know that people have hummed and hawed about that with how Olmark's played this season. It's not even close. So if Olmark is feeling like he's 80% of himself, I'm throwing him in the net, because they need these points desperately. It's not like they're cakewalking in a playoff spot here trying to get right for playoffs. Like, they need points to make it. So if he's ready to go, I'm throwing him in no matter what at home tomorrow, but we'll see how this one shakes out the rest of the day.
Yeah, I just think, and it seems like the chat is kind of in agreement.
Timmy!
Like,
he doesn't know where it is. It's loose. Oh, look at Tim fish that puck out. Nicely done.
Boy, he's hungry for it. Here we go.
Come on, Zoop. Oh my God, what a save.
That's a nice
Thompson
save.
looks dialed in, man. I know I said a couple minutes ago he doesn't look dialed in, but he's seen a lot of rubber.
That's a good one. And just to finish the thought quickly, I feel like Reimer's been good enough, though, that you're not, like, worried to play him. Like, when you play him, you're not like, probably taking an L tonight, you know? And the team's so good defensively. Like, it'll be interesting to watch how they manage the goaltending down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there. Don't get me wrong. I just think that the skill that Olmark has, like, he's just the better goalie, and especially like you said, if they're playing like this, he could face one game's worth of shots in 2 games. Did Tkachuk go between the legs? Post again, man. Thompson's exhausted, man. You see him getting up? He can't even move. He's getting sensed right in front of us.
Well, let's just hope we don't get goalied.
Yeah, well, I mean, him getting tired this quickly is a good sign, I feel like.
Definitely.
For the Sens. But here's the thing, Pilsy, when I talk about bad giveaway. Good stick by Olmark. There we go. When I talk about the Sens playing well enough and deserving to win most of these games, like, they're not, stealing ones they don't deserve for the most part. It's because they're battling through when they do get goalied. Like, Husso was great on Saturday. We saw it. And I think we actually might have contributed to that. So Ville Husso can thank us for the 2 goals against, because we were quite close to him in the second period, and he really locked it down.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's keep this pressure on. Outshooting them 12-3 here. 2 posts on great chances.
Classic Sens period.
Big time. Yeah.
And how crazy is that? Like, that's awesome. I mean, that just gives you a chance to win every single night if this is the shot discrepancy. Here's Cole Hudson again. He's noticeable. That was a good chance.
Oh my God.
Like, he's the same player.
Yeah. So similar.
Not as quick, it looks like. And I think he actually said that today. Like, he's not as nimble maybe as Lane Hudson, but just the same style of play.
I haven't seen any head fakes yet, though. That's
kind of what I mean. Like, he doesn't have the head fakes. Ridiculous. I think it work.
It would be crazy if he's pulling that stuff off so early. I mean, he just did kind of fake out a couple guys in the O-zone, though. Oh my God.
Also on a different team, different coach. Maybe they're telling him different stuff. But
the Caps coach said, "I'm going to put him on the power play. No sense putting the reins on this kid," I think was the quote. Zetterland. I like that, trying to pick that top corner.
That was a turnover from our boy Jacob Chychrun, former Ottawa Senator.
Yeah.
That's a good look, though. Yeah. I mean, I like him shooting that. He's the guy. If he has the puck, I don't want him, of all guys, looking off a shot like that. So good try by Zetterland.
Yeah, this is going to be a good angle here.
Yeah, he went between the legs.
That's the Brady one.
And then Cousins couldn't get it. Yeah, Thompson's gassed.
Yeah.
Point per game for Tkachuk.
Gets his points.
Oh, Timmy just hit the post.
Ooh, and that was on a bad angle.
From the Draisaitl zone.
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? The Rockstar Zone. That's what it is.
Yeah. After what player, Jack?
Danny Heatley.
There we go. We had a Danny Heatley educational weekend for Jack this weekend.
We did. Not that I forgot how good he was, but watching some of the goals he would score, I mean, I could see why this guy is so talked about. And you don't score 50 goals by accident.
I mean, you were 4 years old when
I was pretty young, yeah.
He was lighting it up. So
I remember him leaving, though. I remember that whole ordeal of like how, Corey Clouston and everything. Like, I remember that. Yeah. That was a core memory for me. One of my first Sens memories, to be honest, which is pretty sad. But
that is a tough first core memory.
I know. Another turnover. Here we go. Timmy. It'd be great to get one here. They need to be rewarded for this. This is a great period.
Yeah, I'd like to end this period on a high note, getting the lead here.
But what I was saying kind of about them getting goalied and fighting through that, like, don't you still feel confident if this goes in 0-0 or even down 1-0 that they're going to come back out in the second?
Definitely.
Let's move by Clevin. Nice.
Like, Washington hasn't had any sustained ozone time.
It's one shift, and then the Sens change their guys on the ice, and it's right back to work. And here we go.
Yep.
I think Cousins looks strong tonight on the. Here we go. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Good try.
Get back, Zub.
Oh boy.
Yeah, keep him wide. There we go.
Good back check by Brady there too.
Allmark has a really strong blocker. That's one thing I will definitely give him. Like, he doesn't get beat blocker side very often.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, it's the glove that gets him. But yeah, I mean, if one's super strong, then maybe the other just isn't as strong. There's a good glove save.
And there's the glove save. Nice.
I think he looks sharp. He's having a sharp period. Yeah, especially that first shift. I think he's looked pretty dialed in. That was a play by Thompson to get that puck out to Wilson, I think.
Yeah, great back check by Zub and Brady.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
He's hustling.
Hey, you know why? It's because it's Wilson.
Yeah.
That's why he's got the pep in his step. That's a great back check, though. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, look at that. It's not just getting loose pucks going for empty net goals that the captain back checks on, eh?
I mean, that was such a funny way for that to happen, because in that game specifically, that was the first moment you're like, whoa, where's that speed? But people clown on empty net goals, but they're so important. Like, they solidify a win, and they still count, and they're hard to get.
Yeah, you got to finish the game off.
Oh, you just wired that. It's going to be a fun, maybe depending on the career Cole Hudson has, if he's able to assist on an Ovi goal before he hangs him up. Like, what was, maybe he assists on his last one or something. I don't know. The 19-year-old playing with Ovi.
Yeah,
not tonight. Oh, bobbled it. That was it's a Mario. He just danced there. That's not a slouch of a guy. That's a great play.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, Pillsy. Could have had him.
Yeah.
I was coping before. Great pass. Jeez. I mean, there's also no film on him. I know that it's not football, but he's coming in pretty cold, right? So it might be hard for these guys to know what he's going to do out there, but
I mean, he's basically
Gilbert.
Denny Gilbert
with
the shot. I mean, they basically just watch film on his brother like that. If you told me that was Lane Hudson, I would believe it. They're very
and hey, we're familiar. We have seen Lane Hudson plays pretty well against the Sens, all things considered. All right, that'll do it. That's an eventful 16-7 shots.
Wow.
As of right now. I think the Sens were awesome in that period, just didn't score. Tough, but Thompson was great.
Yeah, I got no qualms with how that period went.
So Pillsy, I'll let you go here quickly. Just give me your quick, I guess you kind of just did, but your quick thoughts on that period, and obviously the postcast tonight, I believe.
Yes. Yep. I'll be in the postcast. Great job by the Sens, limiting chances. And when there was chances, Allmark coming up with big saves. I mean, you get 2 posts on prime opportunities for the Sens. I thought they generated a lot of good, positive momentum on the power play as well. So really, there's no complaints here. And Thompson already looks like he's exhausted. He's dripping in sweat in the first period. Like, if they keep this pressure on, there's no reason why they can't win this one.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. All right, Pilsy, that'll be it for you today. Short one for you. So we'll catch up again tomorrow. And yeah, you can catch Brandon Pillar on the postcast and the show tomorrow. And thanks for stopping by, man.
No problem. Love it.
All right. That's been Brandon Pillar, co-host Locked On Senators podcast, and recent birthday boy, Pilsy, obviously, which is nice. He had a big weekend with us, and then he had his birthday on St. Paddy's Day yesterday. And I think he's right. I think that was a decent period for the Sens. Obviously, it's going to be frustrating that they didn't finish, but like I was saying, I'm confident that they're still going to find a way to bounce back here, like they have during this stretch. And we go from one guest to another here, as we so often do on road games. Here's Callum Fraser with the Ottawa Sun, Ottawa Citizen. Callum, how you doing, man?
What's going on, buddy? That was a crazy period of hockey.
16-7 is what they had the shots at on the scoreboard. They might take a few away, add a few here and there, but that's pretty eventful for a team that tends to not give up a bunch. So what'd you think about that first period from the Sens?
I thought the first 8 minutes looked like a playoff game, like so tightly contested. There was zero room out there. And I think they just waited for their opportunities. And then it was one of the better offensive periods that we've seen. How many posts? 3 posts. Kachuk missed between the legs. Like, Thompson made some great saves. It's unbelievable how many times we have seen that period before.
It really is.
Get out to an unreal start and just can't finish. But it's better to have him in one of those periods than what the Washington Capitals had, because you're going to win a few games many more games by just like continuously pressuring. And we'll see. They score a lot on the power play, so we'll see if they can draw some more penalties here. But it's just a continuation, really, from how they've been playing for the past what feels like 4 months now.
It's been sort of consistent all year. I think they took a while to get rid of those kinks where they were blowing games right last minute. Those are still there here and there, but yeah, overall, the play this season, you and I have talked, has been stellar. So in that light, though, they are still not in the playoff spot, Callum. Despite this hot streak they've been on, the consistent play like we talked about, they are 5 points out with 2 games in hand on 2 teams. And one of those games is tonight. So big one for the standings. What do you make of it all? Because it's been, like every night, yesterday was brutal for the out of town scoreboard, and it's starting to feel more and more like when those happen, it feels like a loss for the Sens, because they control their own destiny in a way. If you talk about the points they need to get, but they need other teams to lose. So what do you make of, the standings, I guess, and just other teams like Columbus? To me, is just kind of a bit of a thorn in our side because they can't pass them.
What do I make of it? I am very grateful to be doing this for a living right now, because if I was doing it recreationally, I'd be losing my mind. Like, I cannot believe the out of town scoreboard every single night. I watched that Montreal and Boston game. That was destined to go to overtime midway through the second period. And when they came out for the third, no one wanted to finish that game. No one. It's crazy, man. Like, the Blue Jackets made the Carolina Hurricanes look like the Vancouver Canucks last night. And it's happening like that all over. Pittsburgh somehow, without Sidney Crosby, is a cup contender playing like one, right? Like, even these teams in a more weak division over the Metropolitan, even they're stepping it up. Like Philly, I don't know where they are right now, but they were, nipping at the heels of some of the teams that were kind of more in the hunt for the playoffs. The Islanders, like, they stomped on the Leafs the other night. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. And it must be so frustrating for these guys. Like, I don't buy it ever. If you ever hear a player say I haven't looked at the standings in a couple of weeks, I don't know where we're at, my ass. Like, no chance. No chance. You know who's very honest about it? I actually really appreciate it. Drake Batherson talks about it quite frequently, saying like, man, I don't know, I've never seen it like this before. I think I'll post I think I'll post this after the game. I mentioned this in a mailbag that I posted on the Citizen on Monday. If you look at the games above 500, and hey, all you listeners, no one's stealing my tweet after the game. Okay, I'm putting this out there later. If you look at divisions by wins above 500, I think the Atlantic now is something like 105, 106 games above 500. And the division that has three Stanley Cup contenders, true Stanley Cup contenders in the Central, is like 25 or 30 games behind the Atlantic Division. It's unbelievable. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. 100 points will likely get you into the playoffs this year. But the fact that I have to have the word likely in that sentence is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
It's just remarkable, and it's funny because it's been like this for a while. It hasn't just turned on a dime here in the last, like, since the Olympic break. It's really has been like this for most of the season. When you look at just week by week, month by month, I'm looking at the Atlantic right now, and the Florida Panthers are dead last, defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, 3-time Eastern Conference champion. Florida Panthers are dead last in the division, but they're not having a bad year. They're just not having a good year. They're 33, 31, and 3. Like, 69 points. They're over 500 technically by NHL standards, and they're dead last in the division. Even the Leafs, who are tearing everything down, have 70 points, for crying out loud. Like, there are not that many bottom feeders, and it's also a result too of just a strong conference. So I think the Sens, like, they've definitely separated themselves. Like, they are the 10th in the East right now, and I think that there's a bit of a drop after them. But man, it's a bit frustrating. And then you look at their games that they have left, and they play some playoff teams, you know, in the Islanders tomorrow, Pittsburgh next week, Detroit next week. So big ones where they can make up some ground. And then maybe next week we're looking at a different picture here in the standings. But I think this is going to be a big 6 games, without Jake Sanderson. And I want to touch on the blue line because you and I glowingly, as every person watching this team every night should, talk about Jake Sanderson. So the idea of him being out of the lineup has been terrifying. But the 3-1 without him, and I just want to get your thoughts on some of the defensemen that are stepping up for this team. And I looked at this ice time in the first period there. Jordan Spence had the most ice time among Sens defensemen, just a bit ahead of Thomas Chabot. What have you made of the depth on the blue line here?
I've made that Jordan Spence might be the best defenseman on this team the past week. Like, I really like Artem Zub's game. I think he's the most reliable person in that core right now. Jordan Spence, the little things that he does, pinching down on the half wall. He made like this spinorama pass with a Washington forward on him, D to D over to Clevin to keep the play going. Because that's what it's really all about, right? Like, the third line does such a great job at whenever there's a puck within arm's length, within reach, they're still poking it to a friendly face. They're still like grabbing it from someone. They're still protecting it and keeping the offensive zone pressure alive. Like, that's what the Senators do really, really well. And I think Jordan Spence, like, outside of Jake Sanderson, is probably the best player on the D-core at doing that. And he's been so good, man. He just keeps getting, I think confidence is like it's a cliche word we use in sports a lot, like not just in hockey, but I think it's a really good way to describe his game as it has progressed, like, month by month. And we've talked about him before. We talk about him quite frequently because his arc has been really interesting this season. He started out not even, like, he was scratched for like the first 7 or 8 of 10 games, I think. And we were thinking, like, why would Staios even trade for this guy if Travis isn't going to play him, right? Gets a bit more playing time, doesn't look that great the next month, gets some offense, but then since like December, it's just his overall game has improved so significantly. And just when you think that like he's reached his ceiling, he finds a little way to add a little bit more to his game. And, you know, Washington's a pretty heavy team, man. And he doesn't look scared out there at all. And that was not the case in October and November. It wasn't. I guess we'll just finish. We have to talk about Thomas Chabot if we're talking about the D-core right now. I think he's looked better. He has. But he's not, I don't think he's, and no one should be asking him to like fill Sanderson's boots right now. Like, that's that's ridiculous, right? Like Thomas Chabot's not a top 3 or 4 defenseman in this league. Never has been, never will be. He's a very good player. I think that, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, and sorry to sound like a broken record here, but Thomas Chabot needs to just be Thomas Chabot right now. He can play those big minutes. He can go deep into the game. He's like got this stoic presence to him sometimes when he's like really feeling himself in a game. But it feels like he had felt the pressure, a few games early on here, starting to look a little bit better, but I still think that he could be a lot more strong defensively. Like he got beat in front by Ethan Frank and they should have been down 1-0. A guy like that spinning off Chabot, he's not been great like behind his net and in the corners in the D zone. I think that he really needs to step it up defensively. But overall, man, like I really thought it might have been over when Sandy went out. Like this decor has really stepped up.
And it's just great to see because they did it with Tkachuk. The forwards did it earlier this season, 11-5-4 without him. We talked so much about it because they struggled when he came back, funny enough. But the decor, like Jordan Spence is a guy that I didn't tab as the one that needed to step up. But right away, they had Jensen with Matt and Paolo. They kind of demoted Jensen with Sanderson's injury without Chabot. And then Clevin and Spence played way more. And now, obviously, with Jensen out for the season, it sounds like Spence is going to be relied upon a lot more. And I've loved his game, man. He's so good at going back for pucks. And I think that's so underrated for a guy his size, but also just with the forecheck. Like you mentioned, Washington's a big team. Watch Jordan Spence, the way he retrieves pucks behind his own net, has good chemistry with Clevin. They make good plays behind there. They trust their goalie to leave the puck for them. Like, I just love that part of his game, and it's all part of being a puck-moving defenseman. And we're actually seeing one in Cole Hudson on the other side. I've been really impressed with him early on. No surprise there for the Hudsons. Look, so I know that we were talking about the standings.
Is he a defenseman?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, they just play the game different. They watch Quinn Hughes growing up. You could tell. Yeah. It's crazy.
I genuinely, I'm not dialed in on him. And halfway through the game, I was like, what position does this guy play?
He was their best player, like hands down. Yeah. He made five great plays.
Looks unreal. And a 0 out of 10 tape job too. Really bad. Tough.
See, you were saying, I kind of like the white stick. I don't know what it is. I usually don't like the white gear, like the white skates. I'm not a fan of, but I like the all white stick a little bit more than I thought I would.
Well, I'm just talking about first of all, I'm not a fan of black tape. I like white tape. But he's got it from toe to 4 inches up his shaft. Well,
yeah,
it looks ugly. It looks really ugly. Usually players like that have a lot more swagger than, it looks like how you first did your tape job in Adam or something like that, when your dad first let you tape your own stick. It looks really bad.
He needs Daniel Alfredson in his ear to change his tape job, because look what's happened where Tim Stutzler with that new tape job.
Yeah, he needs to take tape off it.
Yeah. Callum, I know that it's just and bear with me here. Sometimes it's a bit difficult when a team's rolling like this to analyze them, right? When everything's going well, there's so many guys contributing up the lineup. Timmy has no points on the weekend and they score 9 goals. This team is deep and they're able to score in a lot of ways. Who's maybe a forward other than kind of the usual suspects that's really stood out to you in the past 4 or 5 games? Maybe it's just since the Olympic break. Who's really stood out to you in that 12 forward group, which has now just found its combination with the 4 lines?
Yeah, I think it would be way too much recency bias to say Fabian Zetterlund just because he had a great game. He's had one good game in the past few weeks. Happy for him. He needs to play a lot better, because I think Fogle and actually Eller have been kind of carrying that 4th line for ever since Warren became an Ottawa Senator. I gotta say Michael Amadio, man. I don't think that Pinto and Amadio's overall game ever left. If you watch the game closely, they were really committed throughout their struggles. And ever since they came back from the Olympic break, I don't think it's just the fact that they're getting the bounces now and that they're getting lucky. Their offensive game looks different. They look like they're, creating together a lot more out there. And Nick Cousins has been good, I think, still on that 3rd line. I wouldn't take him off right now because the lines all just are meshing really well. But it is really just Amadio and Pinto when the team has the puck. Like Cousins is great on the forecheck and actually creates a ton with just like how much of a battering ram he is out there. But it's crazy, man. Michael Amadio could have 40 goals this year. It's unbelievable. He's had what, like, so the Montreal, Anaheim, and San Jose game, what did he have? 8 partial breaks?
A lot.
And
a lot.
I find it really, really difficult to fault a guy that just can't, find the back of the net if he's creating that many chances. Because when they were snake bitten, I think Pinto was really, really great at generating chances. Amadio wasn't. Amadio was dead in the offensive zone. He was doing nothing. And now they've both kind of like found each other a lot more, found it easier to find each other in the offensive zone a lot more. And Amadio is just like making a lot better passes. And he's finding himself open. Like Pinto is finding him with those like cheeky little cross or like seam passes on rushes. And yeah, man, I'd say Michael Amadio has upped his game the most in the past few weeks for sure.
I actually was going to mention him because I noticed one play where Cole Hudson did a spinorama around him of all guys. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's a guy you're dancing around there. I think that's a good pick because that line is asked to do so much defensively that when they do okay defensively, I'm guilty of it too, but when they aren't as good, maybe when they let in a goal or two and they're dash 2 in a game, you start looking at Michael Amadio's game logs and say he has 1 goal in 45 games. Well, he's turned that around. He's got, 5 goals or 4 goals in the last however many games, and that's perfectly fine production from him. But you're right. There was a time where he was not generating that, and I think he's gotten back to that.
I think like we talk a lot about how good those possession numbers and those expected goal numbers are from them. I think that sometimes we miss the context. Everyone knows they play the toughest quality of competition that you possibly could. They are matched up, every single shift at home, and then the most they possibly can be on the road against the other team's top line. To be able to defend like they do night in and night out is one thing. To come out on the positive side of the possession and scoring chance game is something like really, really special. I don't know, when you look at you go on Money Puck or Natural Stat Trick or any of the public analytics pages, and you find like these line combinations to see how well they stack up against their competition, their possession numbers and scoring chances, all that stuff, expected goals, all that stuff. I wonder how many shutdown lines and shutdown D pairings are actually at the top with them. Because I would imagine the best numbers come from mismatches, and not just like fire on firepower. It's amazing, man. And you know what? They've done it with a number of line mates. And kudos to Claude Giroux and to Nick Cousins. And there's another guy that spent some time on there
Greg last season.
Yeah, right.
This year,
yeah. But man, every single trio that Amadio and Pinto play with is arguably the best line in the NHL. And that's something that is amazing to me.
I think it's a great point. And they're going to be called upon here. Sens are just starting the second period here. 16-7 are the shots. Callum, appreciate you joining me. We'll keep this going, man. Next week, some big road games. We'll be talking during. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, buddy. I'll try and do something about this lighting. I've got a new space in my spare bedroom downstairs that I put in an office, but every time it looks like I'm like about to be dragged off to heaven. So I'll try and figure that out. Maybe I should get one of those halo ring lights. You're an influencer. Like, do you have one?
Right in front of me. Yeah, it's really bright. Here, I'll turn it on and off for the people. That's the difference.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's probably not good to be staring right at it for a few hours a night, but
yeah, I bet.
It makes the production take a next step. So
dude,
we'll take
there's been a few nights recently where I get in bed and my eyes just feel like they're vibrating. I've been staring at a screen for way too long.
Yeah.
I need to get outside.
It's definitely not what we're meant to do as human beings. But hey, when we're watching a Sens game, we'll do anything, Callum. And that's why I'll take the brunt here for the boys. All right, appreciate you joining in. We're about a minute into the second period, and we'll talk soon. All right, that's been Callum Fraser with the Ottawa Citizen and the Ottawa Sun on the beat for the Sens. Always love his insight. Joins me for these road games. And like we said, folks, we are off and running in the second period, and now you're stuck with just me. No more guests, just Jack the rest of the way here. as we typically do for these road games. And we'll try and keep the vibes going because it looks like Nick Cousins is taking a penalty there. He just slashed the stick out of Rivalry's hands, and that'll be the Sens going to the PK in this much, not having a great season. Washington power play gets its first look here. Well, the Sens did well on their power play. Let's see if Washington can kind of match that. Cousins is not happy, and I believe that guy was not holding his stick tight enough type of slash. It looked like one of those, but we'll see the replay. He's taking his sweet time going to the box. Nick Cousins is. I mean, he does the little chop, but yeah, I mean, I think that's just the worst automatic call when a guy drops his stick. But anyway, that should be reserved for if he's got two hands on it and you can tell that it's a hard whack. But when it drops like that, come on. So the 30th ranked penalty kill for the Sens goes against the 28th ranked power play. Movable object meets a stoppable force. That's what we like to call this. So let's see who comes out on top in the special teams battle. Sens look good on the power play. On theirs, didn't bury, but had a lot of chances. And here's Cole Hudson getting PP1 time. Got to wonder if trading John Carlson was also because they knew this kid was coming up, right? Like they knew that they were going to have to give him some of those minutes. Oh, and there's Shabbat trying to clear it. Strome walks in. Doesn't connect on a pass. That was a good chance for Dylan Strome to rip one, but he did not. And that puck comes out of the zone. Good defense there from the Ottawa Senators. They're 32nd at home. So weird for the Caps because Ovi's still over there, man. Got to be aware. There he is. Stopped by Olmark. All right. The greatest goal scorer of all time. Nice stick by Timmy because I was going right to him. If not. He's got it again. Back up to Hudson. Stop, but not out. Good puck move by the Caps, and that goes out. Nice stop by Olmark. So not only I said the 30th 28th thing. Not only is this the Caps 32nd at home, the Sens are 32nd on the road. So even more movable objects, stoppable force. And the PK has been better. We know that, but this is all season. So maybe the Caps power play has been better or worse lately. I don't even know. Don't quite know. But yeah, I mean, Cole Hudson's been quite noticeable. I saw Locked On Caps was in the chat. I don't know if they're still hanging around, but mentioning that. There's Chikrin, Unit 2 for the Caps. Ovi's still out there. Maybe this is Unit 1. I don't know how they're doing it. I'd imagine they've mixed up their units all season. Eller on the face-off against Dubois, and Dubois wins it. The Sens have not won a draw here on the PK. Clevin up high. There's Leonard in the corner, back up to Dubois. He shoots. Clevin blocks that. And Pinto with a good stick. Doesn't come out, though. Ovechkin's got it. 20 seconds to go. We're moving it around. Chikrin up high. Down to Dubois. Ovi up top. Wired that wide. Wilson, that goes wide too. All right, classic bend but don't break PK there for the Sens. A lot of puck possession. Didn't actually get it down the ice more than once, I don't think, but they do now, and some tired PKers are going to be out there. They iced it. Interesting. Ovi out there for 2 minutes is crazy. All right, Caps win the draw again. I was going to notice the face-offs in the first period weren't even close. The Sens dominated. It was like 85% or something. So Caps have closed the gap here in the second already. Pinto battling. Doesn't get it. Nice save by Omar through some traffic. Really well done. And here comes a tired group. Clevin can't get it down, though. And here comes Washington. Bit more space, but now they got some fresh legs. All right. Here we go. Dylan Cousins with some space. It's it deep. Kachuk. Oh, wired that one wide. Decent look. Great play by Jordan Spence there. Kachuk keeps, takes another shot that goes wide. Pokes it down to Spence in the slot. Oh, Greg couldn't get a stick on it. Let's see if they can do some damage here. The second periods have been very kind to the Sens lately. They scored both against Anaheim. Scored a few against San Jose in the second. Like, they've been all over it offensively in this period. Timmy got it now. Rolling lines. Long shift for the Caps. There's a good tip by Giroux. Oh, what a turnover. Great play by Giroux. Caps can't get a change. And here they come again. Batherson with some space. Here comes Timmy. Oh, good play by Roy. Good shift there for the Sens. They're just rolling lines. Rolling the lines again. I think also when people talk about, like, you know, the second period being more favorable and, like, bad defensively in the second period, whatever it may be, people don't know, like, obviously the long change matters. So you're able to get on the offense, and, like, when you're a team like the Sens and you can cycle like that and kind of sustain pressure like that consistently, it's massive. And I think that's good, obviously, when they're able to capitalize on that, because they've taken advantage of second periods. Here's Shabbat at the points. Try to sift that through, nothing doing. Chikrin with a nice play there behind his own net. Up come the Caps. Good stick by Zetterlund in the D zone. Got it up top. Stopped by Olmark. And Zetterlund battles, gets it out. Nice. Good work. Look at the sticks of the Sens. They're just so active. Like, you can't... If you think you have time and space, you never do against this team. Here's Spence behind the net. Olmark stops it for him. Oh, nice feed up to Kachuk. Here comes Dylan Cousins. Shoots that high. They're clearly going high on Thompson, which is fine, but it also results in, if you miss, plays dead usually, or it comes out of the zone or whatever it may be. So, gotta lock in on these chances. Still 0-0 here, midway through the second. A classic Ottawa Senators game. People like to kill. Thanks, Eagles. Appreciate that. Just subscribe. Yeah, here's a good time to remind everyone. If you're not subscribed to the program, now's a great time, because, like we said, live watch parties. We're going to try and do as many as we can down the stretch here. And the games are only going to get more important. Tighter games like this, every play matters. You want to be right here. Subscribe to Locked On Senators podcast, postcast live after every game. Can't promise that they will all be as energetic, let's call it, that we had on the weekend, especially Saturday with all four of us there in Ross's parents' basement. But we do our best. Every postcast is a vibe, depending on the game, event cast, a vibe cast, whatever it may be. So they're all here on the YouTube page. Just leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the love too. Everyone was so nice when we met them, just talking about the streams too, which is great, because it was, like I said, such a just not spur of the moment. Like, I thought a lot about them and how we wanted to do it, but it was kind of just, let's roll with it. And if people liked it, we would have kept doing it. So the fact that everyone's kind of kept coming back, we got 111 people here. joining us for a 0-0 game. I think the audiences will just continue to grow because of how important the games are, which is awesome. So I appreciate everyone, obviously, for the support. And like I said, do as many of these as we can. Next week might be a bit off, but we'll communicate if that is the case. Linus Ullmark has the best record since January 1st with a minimum of 10 games played. He's 7-1-2. Okay. Good to know. Linus Ullmark. Obviously did not play in much of January, played January 31st, but means he's played a lot since because all those other guys have also been playing the whole time. So Ullmark looks dialed in tonight too. I think he's looked good. Got some Sens jerseys behind the bench there. Kachuk and Stutzla red jerseys. Nice. And offensive zone face-off here. They got the Cousins, Kachuk, Greg line out, which I like. They've been really good in the neutral zone. I feel like generating a lot of space out there. Oh, good pinch by Spence. That was dangerous. Chychrun was off to the races there. That was a risky pinch. But they do keep it in the zone, which is good. Now the Giroux, Batherson, Stutzel line comes out. Would like to see Timmy get going. Been a bit quiet tonight, I think. Maybe he was good on the power play, but been a bit quiet at even strength. Giroux wins it. Spence up to Timmy. He trips, but keeps it in, kinda. All right, that's kind of what I mean. Little off right now for the German. Here he is. Spence has it at the point. Over to Timmy. Up to Spence. Oh, he broke his stick. Uh-oh. Got to get back. Spence has no stick. Protas. I think Ullmark got a piece there. Oh, and here comes Timmy. He's got space. Catch up to it. Ah, Chychrun got there. Great play by Chychrun. Because Timmy was there. He made a nice play at the Sens blue line, but could not catch up to it quickly enough. It's turned into a bit of a tight checking game here in the second. Just two shots for the Sens. Oh, and Ovi scores. I think that deflected off his foot in the slot. That looked like a weird bounce. All right, 1-0 Caps. Let's see that replay. That seemed like a really funny bounce on Ovechkin. Let's see that one. Tough turnover by Greg and Cousins. Yeah, that hit his skate and deflected up that high. That's crazy. Not much Ullmark can do on that one. And that's such a tough one, too, because I think they had his stick tied up. Unless I'm seeing that replay wrong, that's just a tough bounce. Those are going to happen. Got to start pushing a little bit, though. 1-0 Capitals, Sends down 1-0. They were down 1-0 to San Jose. Answered back pretty quickly. Let's see what they do here. Here's Pinto causing a turnover. Nick Cousins has some space. It hit the post. Trickled right through Thompson. The bounce the Caps get and then the bounce the Sens just got there. That's just tough. That's really frustrating. That just unlucky. Unlucky sequence of events there. Both ways. Wow. That was so close. Nick Cousins got a kind of a weak shot off on the breakaway, and then it squeaked through Thompson and just rolled and then rolled right somehow, right off the post and not in the net. That would have been a great answer from Nick Cousins. But that's still a great chance that they got. Nice play by Pinto to make that happen. So let's see if they can answer that with a good shift here. Olmark gets it up and out. Here goes Claude Giroux on it. Good work. Don't get the puck, though. No sustained pressure. Back for it goes Shabbat. Here we go. Send it up to Timmy. What a pass to Greg in front. Stopped by Thompson. 2 in-tight breakaways here for the Sens since the Caps scored. Good response. Clevin up top now. Some tired Capitals out there maybe. And Clevin loses it. Sens were in the middle of a change there, and he tried to hold on. Cousins on it in the corner. I think it's in his gear. Oh, no. He's good. Great chances for Ridley Gregg and Nick Cousins. Can't bury, though. Still 1-0. There's another turnover. Been a bit casual in the D zone this period. For their standards, I'd say. Oh, Greg had such a good chance there. There's Thompson behind the net now. Fogel's on it. Nice speed. Zetterlund in front. Oh, nice save again. But it's up in the air. How are these pucks not going in, man? This is crazy. Can't get a bounce. We got to see some of these. Like 3 great chances, man. Can't bury. Thompson's playing well, but these last 3 have been. I mean, this Nick Cousins play is frustrating. Oh my! How does that not go in, man? Come on. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back for this commercial break. Locked On Senators live watch party. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Thanks for sticking around. What do we think in the chat here? Let's look at some of these chances before. Oh, right through Thompson. That's a bad bounce for the Sens. After Ovechkin's goal, that's tough. Greg in front. Tried to slip it 5-hole. Nothing. And then Zetterlund, shoulder save. And it was in his gear, I guess, then slipped through. 3 great chances. Look, that's a good response after the goal, but we gotta bear down on some of these chances, the Sens. Because I know I said I wasn't worried about them getting goalied, but there does come a point. But still a great response after getting scored on for sure. And they just ice it there. Right out of a break, though. No worries. Pinto won the draw. 922 for Ovi, man. Crazy. There's his kid and his wife. Gotta wonder, is this the last time the Ottawa Senators will play Alex Ovechkin? We'll see. Here come the Caps through the middle. Strome. Sandin. Nice play by Olmark. There we go. I think Olmark looks fine, man. I think he's looked sharp. Again, no chance on that goal. It was just a bounce off a skate in the slot. But he's made some nice saves. But Thompson's been remarkable so far. Here's Shabbat with some space out front. Nice save again by Thompson. Oh, the rebound. How is that not going in? What just happened? There's like a force field around the net right now. All these bounces are crazy. I can't believe that. There's a nice save by Olmark. Let's see this one. I'm counting 4. That's 4 like really good looks here that have just been tough bounces for the Sens almost. Shabbat to Pinto. Oh my God. It hits Roy. He tried to bank it off Roy, and then Roy makes a nice play. He batted out of midair. Pinto tried to bank that off of him. It was about to work, and then Roy bats it out of midair. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. Just keep going. Keep going. Crazy. D-zone draw. There's a block. I can't believe that these aren't going in. This isn't even like getting goalied at this point. This is just, what are we watching? Like the evil forces at play. What was the statement? The outside forces are trying to impact our hockey team, disrupt our hockey team. That was the statement. That was good. That was good. Here's Clevin behind the net. Another one draw in the D zone. Doesn't get it out. There we go. Good back pressure. And now here comes Timmy. The Caps just send it all the way back down. No icing. Under 7 minutes to go here in the second. Be great if the Sens could just push a little bit more here. Equalize it. There's another turnover from Clevin. And Sens will go for a change here. Here's Jordan Spence. Nice feed up to Ridley Gregg. And the Caps send it down. They've had some chances off the rush, but there hasn't been a ton of sustained pressure in this second period here for Ottawa. And I think we're going to go to another commercial break here. What are you thinking in the chat? Let me go through some comments here. I've not been active enough. Law of average. I hope so. I'm with you, I think. But some of these bounces, I feel some outside forces here. Ovechkin using his stick as a back scratcher. That's funny, Owen. I think Shabbat's looked good tonight. I do. Clevin had a couple tough turnovers on that last shift, but yeah, I mean they're playing okay. They're playing okay. Just haven't sustained some pressure, but I think that's coming. I expect them to push here at the end of the second. I really do. Let's see. Let's just see. One of those goes in. We're feeling a bit different about this period, but it did not. So we'll see. I keep saying that. These close games are tough to do the streams for, and they've had a lot of them, man. A lot of them. Last one was actually the Montreal one that I did. That one was tight right down to the wire. Keep grinding. That's what Gillette says. Keep grinding. I think it'll come, and I think he's right. They're right there. The Sens. I mean, it's a nice deflection by Ovi. It hits a skate. I mean, it's right off his skate. I mean, if he's trying to do that, then tip your cap to him. 999 total goals. Counting playoffs too? Please no. I thought the milestone was like tour was over for Ovi. Here's a set play for the Sens off a draw. Greg gets a shot. That goes wide. Oh boy, here comes Washington. And good D-zone play by Cousins there. And here comes Ridley Gregg. Took a chuck over to Shabbat. And it's a bit of one and done right now for Ottawa. No sustained pressure in the second period so far. There's an easy save for Ullmark. Like them to get a bit more pressure in the ozone. Get a cycle goal. Get in on the cycle. Ryan Leonard has 4 goals in his last 6 games. I like him a lot as a prospect. Another D-zone face-off win, and here comes Pinto. Doesn't get it deep. And it's back in their own end. Here's Spence joining the rush. All right, under 5 minutes. Got to start pushing here in the second. Looks like they're mixed up the lines a little bit. I think Zetterlund's getting a look with Timmy on this shift. And here comes Stützle. Nice move in the neutral zone. Caps are smothering them, man. Dubois in the slot. Nice stop by Ullmark. Thought that might have gone out of play. Oh, and here's Hudson. Around the net. Ullmark's got it. Yeah, nice save by Ullmark. He's been sharp here in the second. Not a lot of the Sens' best here, I'd say. They've created a couple chances after that goal, but it has not been pretty after that. Yeah, this guy's going to be really good for the Caps. Just dancing around out there. Another D-zone win. There's Dylan Cousins. They get it deep. Got to get the forecheck established here. They have not been doing that enough. And an easy exit for the Caps. Bad forecheck again. Here they come. Ovechkin wide open. Stopped by Ullmark. It's a good save again. Ullmark's been sharp tonight, folks. Backdoor, Matt Roy. Backdoor again. Ovi at the top. Hits a crowd. Ugly from the Sens right now. Not good. Long shift too for these guys. Kachuk can't get it deep. Good play by Shabbat behind the net, but no support. Ugly period, man. Not good. Got to get out of here. Good play by Shabbat again. Kachuk doesn't get there. Really long shift for these guys. Someone's got to make a play. Out to the neutral zone, not enough to change. Kachuk is dog tired right now. He's got to get off. Yeah, they go for a change, but here comes Washington. Good chance in front. Olmark with another steer aside. Yeah, running around right now. Not pretty. Wilson scores. Ugly stuff. Wow. Yikes. 2-0 Caps. Digging themselves a hole, man. Not good. I said I wasn't worried about getting goalie, and I am now, because when they stop playing well defensively, it changes things. Like that was just dominant from the Caps. It's exactly what we like the Sens needed to do, right? That it's sustained pressure, and like I know Olmark, you might want him to have that one, probably do, but oh no, I hit Timmy's skate. That hits Stutzla's skate. Yeah, right off his ankle. 2-0 Washington. Just a brutal period all around for Ottawa. Yikes, folks. Pretty surprising. They've and again another turnover by Matt and Paolo. Leonard, great look. They got to keep this to at least 2 here. They can't even cross the blue line. There's a good play by Gilbert. Matt and Paolo doesn't get it out. He turns it over again. There's Cole Hudson. Just misses the net. Like, that was a great look as well. Minute left here. They got to get out of this period. This is ugly. Worst period in quite some time. And offside. 56 seconds left. Oh, boy. Run time if you can. I think Zub and Shabbat were out there for like 3 minutes, it felt like. Yeah, it hits right off Timmy's skate. Olmark's been great. He deserves a bit better in front of him tonight so far. All right. 56 seconds. Just get down there 2-0 and like give yourself some kind of chance in the third. There's Batherson at the line down to Timmy. He gets kind of tripped up. Still on it. They've had no forecheck. That's been the difference to me in that period. We'll talk about it here in the next 30 seconds, but Washington doing a much better job at getting the puck out of their zone. Nothing sustained. I think the D have had no help for the Sens tonight. All right, clock will just bleed down here. 6 seconds. Worst period in a month for Ottawa. Definitely the worst since the Olympic break there, probably. That was gross. And you could just see it. I was calling it like I was seeing it as it was happening. Like they let's see how I want to break that down. Like they had their their push right after Ovechkin scored, because I'd say it was kind of like back and forth a little bit. Like Caps had that power play, and right off his skate, like just a bad bounce. Don't get me wrong, like that's not something you can really nitpick about that Ovechkin goal. And then maybe just the turnover before it from Cousins and Greg, but then you go to the couple chances the Sens had right after that, like Nick Cousins breakaway does, I guess, get the shot through, kind of a weak shot, trickles through Logan Thompson, goes wide though, doesn't like it literally on a path to go to the net, and it just trickles and hits the post. It took a completely different path than the one that it was on after it hit Thompson, which is unfortunate. They have another great chance. Pinto at the side, or Greg, sorry, in front of the net. Right after that as well, all off the rush. Pinto has a look. Zetterlund has a look off the cycle, and they can't score. They can't score. So you have four grade A looks. 4 grade A looks, I'd say, after Ovechkin scored. None of them go in. I was complaining about bounces, and yeah, that is why. Because one of those, specifically Cousins, should have been a goal, let's say. But they don't capitalize, and then the Caps just take over the game. There were, I think, 3-4 shifts in a row there where the Sens had nothing offensively, couldn't get the cycle going. The forecheck was just really lazy, and just uncharacteristic things. Like they were just getting outworked, outplayed to every puck. So I think this is a period where Travis Green should rip his team. Absolutely. Like, not that they are not trying, but when the execution isn't there, it makes it look like they aren't. And when the other team is playing a bit more desperate than you, it looks like that. And then the Caps started to take it to them. Then it was a long shift from Tkachuk, Greg, and Cousins. Like Tkachuk had nothing. A couple like brutal plays where he just didn't have the legs to get to it. Shabbat and Zub were out there forever. I just think the D have had no help in the D zone because the forwards are a little slow right now. And then Washington takes over on that long shift. So really frustrating. But it's only a 2-goal game, and these are the games. These are the ones, man, where you look at the end of a season and in a playoff hunt like they're in right now, get a point. Like, go have a good period. You can score 2 goals and get this game to overtime. Like, that's something the Sens can do here. They're not out of it. Caps are playing better there. Don't get me wrong. But it's only 2-goal lead. It's only 2 goals. Like, a couple quick shifts can change this game for the Sens. And that's specifically what teams like Montreal and Detroit and Boston have done all year. You think they've had their A game every night? No, they haven't. But they've gone to overtime like 10 more times each than the Sens. It's insane. And it's because when they don't have their best, they find a way to go get a point. They got to do that right now. Have to find a way. Because of how well they played in the first, this would be a wasted game if they don't get anything out of it. And you can't afford that. That would make it 2-2 in their last 4 games, which is not a pace that you can maintain. So huge third period coming up for the Sens. Let's go through some stats quickly here. So shots are 22-20. Remember, they were 16-7 after the first. So in that period, 13-6 for Washington. Just doubled up, outplayed, not characteristic Sens hockey. Caps are out hitting them. Blocks are about even. A few more giveaways from the Sens. Like, just not great. Not great. Not what we're used to seeing out of these guys. Zub and Shabbat are a -2 each. And the bit of a mix for the forwards, but actually a lot of guys were on the ice for a goal at least. So, yeah, not good. Not good, man. Need someone to go and make a difference out there. I think Stützle is not having a game at all. Haven't noticed him enough. He's been knocked off the puck too easily. Got to have someone out there making a difference. That's all it boils down to. In games like this, Jake Sanderson's really stepped up. So obviously that's not there right now, not an option, but got to look for someone else to do it. Make a play. What else? What's notable here ice time wise? I mean, Stützle's played a lot, 11:23. Pinto's played 12:08. Nothing crazy, I'd say. Shabbat had played a lot more in that second period, but again, I think that long shift kind of hammers that home. I thought Olmark was great, honestly. He made some really just calm saves, But that was just an ugly period. Could have been much better. What are we thinking in the chat? What do we think about that period? Am I overreacting? Am I nailing it there? I would not say this is a game they're getting goalied. I'm seeing some people say that. Like, Thompson's been good, don't get me wrong. But I mean, the way they played in that second period, they're lucky it's 2-0. I'll put it that way. Wonder if they put the lines in a bit of a blender here, probably. You'd think. Who knows? Greg hasn't been great tonight. Saw this too. I kind of agree. That chance in front would have been a really nice goal, but didn't find it. Again, like, it hasn't been a particularly good game after that second period, but just get back to the first period, what they did in the first, and then you can salvage something out of this game here, folks. It is so far from over. But they looked slower in that second period for sure. Like, Caps were all over them. I wonder what their record is when Ovi scores. I wonder if they get some jump and some pep in their step when he does. Be pretty funny. Like, yeah, if Brian Cousins' shot went in, yeah, they hit post too. Like, this could have been like a 3 or 4-0 game after the first. Let's keep that in mind. So they got to get back to that. It's been a very weird momentum swing game. Second period was brutal. Let's see the third out of this team. Massive third period. Salvage a point. Find a way to get this game to overtime. Win this third period by a couple goals, and we'll see. Much crazier things have happened. But again, we've just not seen the Sens in this situation often, man. Like, if they've been down, it's been over after the second period, but they've rarely found themselves in a position where they got to like go full offensive, full court press in the last 20 minutes. Really, it's a tie game. Maybe they're up by 1, 2 goals. So a bit of uncharted territory, I'd say. But they just didn't look crisp in that second. Like, Spence broke his stick. They're showing all the highlights here. Oh, that play like just squeaks through Thompson. Bit of a weak move from Greg. That was a nice save on Zetterlund. Fogel's been around the net. Pinto tried to bank one in. Like, they had those looks. They had those looks after Ovi's goal. Showing them all right now. But it just defensively, they didn't look good. They didn't possess the puck as much as we're used to them. Like, the forwards had no forecheck in the second half of that period at all. And all those chances were off the rush. All of them. And it's just going to look bad, but I think Olmark looks fine, man. I think he's been solid, looks active, tracking the puck pretty well. And I'm not blaming him on any of those goals, to be quite honest. I'm pretty sure the second one went off Timmy's skate. Or at the very least, he couldn't see the release with the skate in the way. And it looks like Pittsburgh's beating Carolina. If that second goal, again, I don't quite know if it deflected, but if it didn't, yes, you want him to have it. But also, you got to keep in mind that was what? 6, 7, 5 minutes almost consecutively of like them in their own zone. Like we mentioned in the first period, Thompson was getting gassed. Like obviously after a certain point, Olmark's going to be a little bit like tired, man. Like he's seen a lot of rubber in those few minutes. I think he's been fine today. However, can't let another one. He's got to be good in the third if he gets any looks, obviously, and he knows that for sure. Yeah, Thompson's really, really dialed in right now. Though I will say that. And but like if that breakaway one trickles into the net, like it very well could have, and then one of those other one goes in, we're talking about a different hockey game. But someone's got to step up. Need Timmy to have a good period here. He has not been enough of a difference maker in this game, in my opinion. I think the Caps are a pretty good defensive team, to be honest. Let's check that out. Let's see the shots against per game. The Sens are the second best at shot suppression. Crazy. Okay, no, not really. Never mind. I just thought they were doing a good job of like swarming the Sens in the O zone, the D zone, whatever you want to call it. But we'll just see. Big third period on deck. What are we thinking in the chat here? Let's go through some comments. Appreciate everyone sticking around here. Hopefully the third is a bit more positive, but they've needed some adversity in game to battle back from. Remember that game in Carolina, actually one of their few regulation losses in the last little bit. I believe it was before the Olympic break, the second game before the Olympic break. I think they were down 3-1 and they stormed back early in the third period. Just an awesome response, but they lose that game in regulation anyway. Need a similar response here. Let's see this Pittsburgh-Carolina game. Is it 3-3? Crosby's first game back. Kind of important. Oh, 4-3. All right. In the third period here. Important to that one. If Pittsburgh loses in regulation, like don't let's keep an eye on those Metro teams. We'll talk about that tomorrow with the Islanders, but you never know. Downtown Connor Brown scoring in MSG. 32-14 for the Devils, the shots. Or 3 in the third in that one too. Ovechkin and Wilson get on the board for the Caps. Sens have nothing right now. Find a way to get a point. Just a big period. It's got to dig deep. Dig deep. I saw some people in the chat saying they play tomorrow. Got to worry about tomorrow too. But at this point, they can't. They got to worry about the game in front of them. And as far as I'm concerned, this is far from over. Just need a big. We're gonna find a lot about this team in this period. The level of desperation they feel. What can they do here? Let's go. Big third period on deck. And while we wait here in this final little stretch, reminder everyone, like and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up because it lets YouTube know when you like seeing this content, and then it'll get recommended for every Locked On Senators video. There's a daily podcast every Monday to Friday. Drop sometime late morning, afternoon, depending where you live. That's always available on YouTube. The watch parties are exclusive to YouTube, live during the games, and that's it. They are not posted audio afterwards. And the postcast, live after every single Sens game. Tonight, the boys will be live. I believe it'll be Martian and Pilsy. wrapping up this one afterwards. And those are exclusive live on YouTube and then posted audio afterwards. But if you want to join the Vibecast, the Ventcast, whatever it ends up being, this is the spot to be. And you can subscribe and then get a little notification every time we go live on the Locked On Senators YouTube page. So we appreciate anyone subscribing and liking the video. We are on the road, I believe. I don't know if we've hit it yet, but to 12,000 subscribers. Love to hit that before the playoffs. That'd be very cool if we're able to do that. So tell a friend. I'm assuming a lot of you are already subscribed. If you're not, let's fix that. Subscribe to the page. Takes 2 seconds. Appreciate that, folks. Let's see. What are we... People are just calling out some players, obviously, just aren't liking their games, and that's fair. There's a lot of guys right now I don't like their game tonight. It's been a team thing. Like, that second period is really bad. Because I thought Cousins, Greg, and Kachuk were great in the first period, and then I think they were terrible in the second period. Timmy, I don't think, has made an impact at all tonight overall, even in the first. Pinto is a bit noticeable, maybe all game. Thinking up front, like, I like Fogle. I think Fogel's been good. Zetterlund had a good chance. On defense, I've really liked Jordan Spence. I've liked Shabbat as well, I think. I know he's dashed too, but I still liked his game so far anyway. That was a long shift that they got caught on. I don't know. It's just got to be better. It's just got to be a bit better. Need to be a bit more assertive offensively. That's my biggest problem right now with how they've been playing. And maybe it's a good thing. Like I said, they needed some adversity here. Going into a third period down, like that might happen again down the stretch here at any point. They got to be able to prove they're able to come back in a game like this. Let's say we're in the playoffs. They make it. It's here we go. And then they find themselves game one on the road down two after two periods. What can you give me? And here's their schedule: 5 games in 7 days, but all very winnable games from now until next Tuesday in Detroit, which is the big one, the biggest. Look, depending how the games go for the other teams, they could jump into a playoff spot in that game. I don't know, man. You never know what the standings will look like. Just drop something, my bad. And we're almost set here. I'll let everyone know what time we're at. 3 comeback wins in the third period, but all by 1 goal. So not a multi-goal comeback in the third period has not been accomplished by this team this season. And now there would be no better time than right now. And here we go. We're off. Ridley Gregg wins the faceoff. Big period for the Sens in this season. And they get it down on Thompson. And it's flipped back out to the neutral zone and then sent back in by Clevin. This is where they got to be a bit better here on the forecheck. And in the neutral zone, back to their game, clogging it up because they got away from that a bit. And here comes McMichael behind the Sens net. Jordan Spence up to Kachuk. And now Clevin will go in on the forecheck. And Pinto all over Hudson. Nice work. Nick Cousins in on it. This is what they needed. This is what they haven't had enough of. Pinto, good work. Caps get it right back. Zub keeps it in, though. Yeah, nothing, no sustained pressure. Caps are winning all the battles. Oh, and that's icing. All right. We'll take that. Awesome work by Pinto on Hudson there. He kind of got bodied a little bit, but he stayed with it. Long shift for them, for the Caps. Giroux loses the draw, but Timmy gets on it. Great work. Shabbat up top. Sends it wide. Stutzla doesn't come up with the puck. Up comes Thomas Shabbat. He gets it deep. So generally, I like the dump and chain chase, but they gotta get the puck when they do it, because if not, you're kind of just wasting a puck possession, and they know that obviously. But they're good at retrieving pucks with their forecheck, but not tonight so far. Washington's doing a nice job regrouping and getting the puck out. Protas just stole it from Stutzla. Need a bit more at 18 here tonight if they're going to mount a comeback. Sandin up top. Rivalry with space. Sends it in front. And that goes wide. More pressure from the Caps. Long shift for Shabbat and Zub again. That puck goes way up in the air and out. They've had some chances, but yeah, those don't matter now. Like, they got to start generating some more, because really since that flurry in the second, there's been nothing close at the net in front of Thompson. Offensive zone draw for Tkachuk. Here we go. Oh, he gets kicked out. Greg in to take it. Loses it. Cousins is on it, though. Spence. There's 3 Capitals on him. Like, there's no support right now. Spence gets it deep. There we go. Cousins on it now behind the net. Up high. Spence sends one in that's blocked, and that's it. Only one and done. Beauvillier with a lot of room. Ovi almost got another tip there in front. And here we go again, another long shift for Tkachuk and Greg and Cousins. Tkachuk ices it. Oh, this is ugly. Ugly period again. They just can't get anything going on the forecheck here. Like, at all. It's just, that's what they do. I'm not going to overreact to this game. It's been a bit of a stinker here the last 25 minutes, let's say. But they've been playing well lately, and I know that doesn't matter now in the race, but I'm not going to point to a game like this as why they're going to miss the playoffs if they do. Does that make sense? Like, some of those efforts that Pillsy and I were talking about in, late December, early January are going to be the reason if they miss, if they do. Like, they just, there's so many games they look like this the whole game. There's a long shift for Spence. Tkachuk and Greg are straight legging it too. After that icing. Gotta buy some time here. There's a nice play by Brady. There you go. Get the red line. Gets it deep. All right. Fresh legs out. What a move by Hudson. These guys can skate, man. Like, the agility they have, crazy. Oh, bad play by Clevin. Here we go. Here's Pinto with some space. Got Nick Cousins. Goes around the net. Back up high to Amadio. Clevin shoots. Big rebound. Pinto, Cousins, Amadio. Nope, missed the net. That was a good look. Keep it going. Here we go. Matt and Paolo. Stop by Thompson. Amadio again behind the net. Clevin. Either blocked or missed the net. Oh, and Pinto takes a huge hit up high. Not happy about it. That was Wilson. That looked like a bit of a high hit there from Tom Wilson. which we know is not something he's a stranger to. Got mixed up with Cousins there. Play's still going on, though. Oh, and there's a penalty coming. All right. So the Sens did draw one. They got the puck here in the O-zone. Here's Timmy walking around the outside. Can't get a shot away. Batherson floats one over to Chabot. Back up to Timmy. Timmy up top. Blocked. All right, Sens go to the power play here. 14:25 left. Down by 2. Wonder what the call is. It Wilson again on Cousins? Or did they call the one on Pinto? I wonder. I mean, that's right in the head on Pinto. Wasn't like malicious, but that's not a... I don't like that hit, man. Like that's just... Even if it's not vicious, like if you're following through and hitting the head first, that's a bad hit. So I guess that's the one they're calling. Good. It's a good call. Just a massive power play. You get one here, and you buy yourself a lot of time to get one goal here. Ovi's pleading his case with the ref. That gives the Sens some time to rest. I like that. Maybe it was on Nick. He got mixed up with Nick Cousins again. Wilson did. So maybe that's what they're calling. Power play looked good last time. Let's see if they can do it again. Tkachuk wins the draw. There we go. Batherson out wide. Up high to Stützle. Stopped by Thompson. Decent look for Timmy. Bit snake bitten right now. Oh, yeah, that might have been the rough. Oh, yeah, that definitely is penalty. That might have been going high and wide for the German there. Still a minute 50 on the power play. Massive moment for the Sens here. And Tkachuk wins it again. Chabot over to Batherson on the half wall. Back up to Chabot. Over to Stützle. Moves it down to Cousins. To Timmy. One-timer. That's loose. Thompson, man. Caps clear the rebound. I like the shooting mentality, man. They just got to pick their spots here and find a way. Look at Stützle go. Free entry. Gets it back up high. That's what you want to see from Timmy. Just take over the game a little bit. Starting to feel it now. Chabot. Did that hit a body or the post? And Batherson can't make the play. Keep the top guys out there, I say. Just keep them out. Here comes Stützle again. Just attacking. I like it. Entries have been good. Tkachuk up top to Chabot. Easy save. They're shooting everything, man. Thompson's made some saves, but there's no traffic on that one. I don't know if I like that shot. I think he knows it too. Chabot knows it. Got to get a better look if you're going to try and beat a goalie clean there. Just no finish, but you can't hate the pressure there. Yeah, no, it's not a good enough shot. Giroux wins the draw. Here we go again. Second unit. Spence. Up top. They're going with the point shot. Big time here. That's new on the power play. Pinto with a nice move. Over to Giroux. To Pinto in the slot, and he breaks his stick. And he's mad. But Sens still have possession. Giroux. Down to Fogle on the half wall. Back up to Giroux. Spence from way out. What are they? I don't know if I like this, man. Why are they doing the point shots like that? That's so far out. I don't... That's a set play they're going with. I don't think I like it at all. Like, they're just trying to beat him clean. And look, I don't hate the mentality to shoot rather than not shoot, but Spence was like as far as you can get from the net there. He's hoping for a bounce, maybe. Lots of rubber there on the power play, but not enough finish. 17 seconds left. Stützle wins it. Chabot. Spence. Chabot. Down to Giroux. He shoots. That looked like it went through, but didn't get in. Chabot again. 5 seconds left. Spence. Chabot up top. To Giroux. Power play's over. Here's Timmy. Over to Spence. Stop by Thompson's tracking the puck really, really well. You got to give him that, but holy. It was a shooting gallery. It was. He's dialed in. He was great on that power play. But they're going for glove every single time. All right, if they can get some momentum on that power play, that was obviously, it wasn't a bad power play. It just didn't score, but the shots from out high, I didn't like at all. Not enough net presence. Not enough presence at the net from the Sens on that power play. That would be the only thing I've got. Stutzla was a bit better, I thought, but need someone to step up. Need someone to make a play. I referenced that Carolina game, one of the last regulation losses. It was right before the break. Sanderson had a power play goal. He wired one just like that. So missing him up there because I think Chabot's having a good game. I do. Offensively, especially. Like he's had some looks and generated some looks. But need a bit more of a bomb up there if you're going to shoot like that. Need a bit more out of him. And Spence too. Like just some of the shots, like, come on. Pick your spots here, boys. Still a good power play. Let's find some momentum from that. A lot of time left. Lots of hockey left. Need a bounce. Need something. 2-0 Washington. Just reading the chat here a little bit. Can the captain step up? Find a goal. Someone's got to do it in these moments. There's a nice play by Brady on the forecheck. Great pass to Spence. Some space. He tries to find Timmy and doesn't work. Gets tied up. That was a good look. Good effort. Now here we go. Sends out 4 guys. Here we go. Here's Stutzla, Zetterlund, and Kachuk out there. Stutzla gets stick checked. Frustrating night for Timmy, man. Need a bit more out of him. There's like a 4-on-3 there, 4-on-2, and they just don't even make a play. So we got Cousins, Gregg, and Batherson out here too. Here's Cousins. Send it to the net. Nothing. Batherson with a bit of room. Sends one to the slot. Clevin sitting there. Nothing. No second chances. It's one and done. One and done. They're getting cleared out of the net too easily, man. That's how I'm seeing it. Here's a Mario. Mario's been a bit quiet tonight. Here goes on the forecheck. Pinto with good work on Rivalry. Gilbert mixing it up there. Gilbert's a guy who can drop the gloves. Maybe he's looking to get a spark for the boys or something. That was a good try there. Timmy almost got a stick on that. I like that pass from Spence. Has not been 18's best game, but that can turn on a dime with a couple good plays here. He's got to battle through. 10:39. Shots are 31-20. I don't know if Washington has a shot in this period. Box score is going to tell you this is a goalie game so far, but I don't see it that way right now. Sens ice it. Fogle missed that. Someone's got to step up. D-zone draw here. Fourth line out there. They lose it. Sandin, that hit the post. Beat old Mark clean. Right off the pipe. And it's back in the Sens zone. There it goes. Comes out. And sends a little change. That was a good chance off that icing for Washington. Not ideal. Got to get back on offense here. Stutzla, Zetterlund, and Kachuk is the line that we're going with. And here's Zetterlund with a bit of speed. Sends it in front. That was up there. So the Sens are kind of loading up here. This is a top line look. Kachuk and Stutzla back together, looking for a goal. Here's Stutzla in the middle. Doesn't get a good play. Yeah, just not a good game from the German right now. It's tough. Tough to see. He's so consistent all year, but you got to call it out. We've been hard on other stars this season, so not a good one from Timmy so far. Here's Gilbert behind his own net. Batherson, Gregg, and Cousins, also another new look with the line shuffling. See if they can get anything. Batherson tried to feed that to Cousins. And here comes the Caps. Dubois doesn't get a shot away. Gilbert behind the net. 8:21 to go. Sens are starting to run out of time here. Need 2. Cousins in the middle. They're now they're trying to get away from the dump and chase because they can't establish a forecheck and they're just trying to skate through everyone on their own. Here's Amadio. The one line that never gets blown up is this Pinto, unless Fogel's with them right now, and that's what this is. Maybe it is. Pinto, Fogel, Amadio. No, there's Ovechkin on it. It's tough. There's just no second chances. They're just not hungry enough around the net right now. Or Washington's hungrier. Shabbat skating. Good look. Yeah, nothing sustained in the O-zone at 5-on-5 anymore. .705 left. Timmy just took a huge hit there. Zetterlund in front. Nice save again. Keeps it at the line too. Nice play by Zetterlund. Timmy sends it in front. Misses. Here we go. Chance for some pressure. Zetterlund up top. Wired one off Sandin. Here's Spence. He shoots. That's blocked. And here comes Ryan Leonard on a breakaway. Stop by Olmark. Big save by Linus Olmark. What a move that was, too. Great save. Remember that one, man. That's a huge stop by Linus. Great save with the pad. All right. Get some momentum from that. Come on. Come on, man. Show us something. They had Nick Cousins out there with Stutzla and Zetterlund. It looked like. After a quick double shift there. No Kachuk on that shift. Huge stop. Got to remember that one. That was that could have been the game right there. That could have been 3-zip and we're done. I agree. They do need bagels. Who said that? A lot of chats coming in here. I agree. They do need bagels. Boy, it would be really unfortunate here if Logan Thompson's shutout is ruined. The shutout that Logan Thompson has going right now, he's been so good on the way to this shutout. It would just be a shame to see him lose his shutout. Would hate to see that happen as he's shutting out the Sens right now. How many career shutouts does Logan Thompson have? No, you know what? I won't check. You know what I'm doing. I see people saying that's not working, but if it does work, I'm a genius. And if not, oh well. I have no control on this. That's how it's going to go. All right. Another good chance there for Nick Cousins in front. Yeah, it's a nice stop by Linus. Do they have more in them? Can they find something offensively? Washington is really clearing the front of the net. There's no second chances. Need a bounce or something. Thompson's been dialed in. Need to fight, man. Got to fight for it. Find some magic. Some late game heroics. 6:27 left. Down by 2. A pivotal game. They're all going to be pivotal down the stretch, but when the other teams aren't playing, like, can you make up some ground in the standings? Lost the D-zone draw there. Eller with a good steal. Whoa, we almost put that back in front. Pinto doesn't get it out. Amadio doesn't get it out. Eller gets out to Pinto. 1-on-1 on Chikrin. Pinto sends it to the corner, and here they go. They got possession, though, off that. Amadio, nice moves in the slot. Drew a penalty. All right. Great work by Amadio. Sends back to the power play here. 5:47 left. Can the power play come through? This is, again, the moment. They looked okay on the last one, but they hammered point shots the entire time. Find something else. Got to find another look. Awesome work by Michael Amadio. Took the slash on the hands. Him and Pinto are just so strong on the puck. Can someone pull through here? Here we go. Another power play for the Sens. Second of the third period. They have 7 shots on their 2 power plays. No goals. And Kachuk wins the draw again. Stutzla up to Shabbat. Play catch with it. And Timmy turns it over and down the ice. Read like a book. Here comes Stutzla through the neutral zone into the traffic. And the Caps send it back down. Or into the neutral zone at least. Cousins just dumps it in. Kachuk loses it. Brutal. Brutal from the top guys, man. Brady and Timmy just not good enough on the entries. That's disheartening. Here comes Cousins. He's all alone, though. He falls. But he makes a play. Batherson over to Shabbat to Timmy. All right, big line stays out there. Kachuk in the slot. Shabbat up high. They're really spreading it out here. Batherson on the half wall. Tried to find Stutzla through the seam. And here's Kachuk on the half wall. Down to Timmy. Good pressure. Batherson whiffs on it. Stutzla blocked. Oh, that's frustrating, man. Nothing. They just got nothing. They look too easy to defend right now. Here comes the second unit. 20 seconds left in the power play. Pinto's on it behind the net. And down the ice it goes. That was a bad power play. That was a bad power play. The other two were good. They had a lot of shots. That one stunk. No shots on goal. And now they got to go. I expect Olmark to come out of the net here soon. 3:45 left. And here comes Chikrin. Need a miracle. 3:30 left. Hand pass. Oh, it's disheartening, man. That power play was so bad. Stutzla and Kachuk looked terrible on that last power play. Really, really frustrating. Like, it's so funny, man. Timmy this weekend or last weekend looked so good, especially in the Ducks game. He looked like he was right back in his bag. And obviously doesn't get on the score sheet. He was a little quieter against San Jose. But you're still thinking he's playing well, even though he's not getting points. But man, he's struggled tonight. He's been smothered in the D zone, or the offensive zone, I should say. And it's tough when that happens. He makes a lot happen for them. So brutal. See if they can mount some kind of magical comeback, but odds look stacked against them now, and now all of a sudden tomorrow is a must-win game. No question about it. You cannot drop back-to-back games like that. Tough. Because that was there for them in the first, man. That was there. And they couldn't bear their chances. Even in the second, couldn't bear their chances. Tough. And again, like, big picture, 11-2-2, like, they can afford a loss here and there, but we're also looking at 2-2 now in the last 4, which isn't great. And then you're looking at just the bigger picture of the season. And like they shot themselves in the foot earlier this year way too many times to where they can't really afford many more games like this here on March 18th. But maybe a miracle happens here. We'll see. We're due for a miracle on these streams, man. It's been tight games, more devastating losses, miracles for the other teams. Give us one. Where's our miracle? Where's our signature comeback this season? This would be it, man. They're fighting the puck. Nothing doing offensively. Red hot goalie in the other end. 3:31 left. Find 2 goals. Force this game to overtime. Get a point, at least, where you don't deserve it. I don't think they deserve it right now. They have not played well. Kachuk, Batherson, Stutzla loading up that top line. And here we go. They got Cousins out there too. And it'll be an offensive zone draw. Goalie is at the bench. Linus Olmark, who I think's been fine tonight, quite honestly. Here we go. 6-on-5. Giroux, Stutzla, Kachuk, Batherson, Cousins, and Shabbat. And the Sens win it, but send it to the point and no one's home. They need 2, so you got to think they'll go quick, I'd imagine. Or you'd hope, but let's see what they're able to do. Stutzla dumps it in. Cousins is on it. Kachuk behind the net. He loses the puck. I mean, what's that? Come Come on, Brady. Caps ice it. Like, did that get caught in the ref skates or something, or did Kachuk just bobble the puck behind the net? Really discouraging game, man, from Timmy and Brady today. Yeah, if I do say so myself. Tough to see happen. There's Kachuk on the faceoff. Wins it. Giroux. Over to Batherson. Some sustained possession here now. Up to Shabbat. Giroux with a bit of room on the dot. Takes it in front. They score! All right, Timmy! Hey! Okay. Calm down, Jack. Everyone calm down. 2:41 here, and Thompson's hurt. Great play by Giroux. Tim Stutzla bears down in front. And all of a sudden here, folks, hang on. Oh, great tip by Tim. Great play. Wonder what happened to Thompson. Oh, did he get a skate? Oh, no. Did he get that where I thought he did? Sandin's skate? He did, man. Okay, 2:41 to go. Lots of time here to kind of regroup. Get your top guys to rest. Hang on now. Hang on. Lots of time. Clevin gets it. Dumps it down. And here come the Sens. And icing. Clevin did a good job selling that. He did not skate much. Icing for the Capitals. 2:27. And back out come the top guys. Sens have life. Here we go. Down by 1. 2:27 left. Loads of time. Giroux with a great play on that 6-on-5. Let's see if they can do it again. Kachuk on the face-off. He's been good in the dot. Come on. And he wins it again. Clean. Batherson. Over to Stutzla. Stop by Thompson. Great quick passes. That was good puck movement. Man, Thompson's glove has been good today. They keep trying it. Tim's got a fresh stick, I think. 2:21. Can Kachuk bear down on another face-off? He does. Giroux, Batherson whiffs on it. Come on, Drake. Come on, man. Puck was bouncing on him. Full possession and they lose it. All right. Here's Stutzla. Lots of speed for Timmy. He's feeling it now. Here he comes. All the way around. Up high. Down to Batherson. Stutzla up high. Shabbat. Good possession. Down to Dylan Cousins. Stutzla up high. Got it again. Got to get to the net here. Kachuk in front. It was there. Oh, it was there. Here's Protas. Ices it. Man, that play was there. Come on. Haven't been able to make that play all season. It just hasn't been there, man. No multi-goal comebacks. Didn't even change the score bug. My bad. That's frustrating. So frustrating. That game was there for them. That's going to be one they want back. Timmy's mad. Probably one of their best 6-on-5, I'd say, but come on. Kachuk just didn't have it in front. I mean, look, I know Brady. I don't think Brady had a good game tonight. He won like 5 faceoffs there at the end, so he's good in the dot, but I just need him to step up and get a big goal for them. Hasn't been there this season in those moments for the Sens. And that's going to be 2 points they kicked themselves for because they had their looks and they grinded. 35 shots, 1 goal. Tough. You can't ever say that they quit, which has never, I don't think, ever been a problem with this team. They just called Clevin for a penalty there. Coming up the ice. They didn't quit. Yeah, Caps to the power play. Might as well just wrap up here. This one's obviously done. High stick there for Clevin, I guess. That's tough. That's tough. Caps power play. I don't know if it'll be Reimer or Olmark tomorrow. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's Stutzla. 45 seconds. This would be a miracle. Timmy just getting harassed. There's Shabbat in tight. There was a look. And another empty netter for Washington. Makes this look a lot worse than it was. Maybe that's a bit better then. Oh, did Hudson score? Of course he did. Of course. First career goal in the empty net, it's not great. That kind of sucks as your first one. They all count, but I mean, I'd rather not score an empty net for my first if I was in the NHL. Yeah, no back check. All good. All right, that's going to do it. I'll keep this brief. Boys will wrap it up on the postcast as well. I'll wait till this game's officially over, and then we'll get going. I know I already put final up there. Clevin holds it behind the net, and that will do it. All right, folks, Sens drop a pretty important game. Just lose one of their games in hand. They're still 5 points back. It looks pretty bleak right now. That's a game that they let slip away. They had complete control after the first period. Bit of a back and forth second period, didn't bury their chances, and they just did too little too late. So didn't deserve to win that one all night, I don't think. But like we said, I'm not going to compound all their issues and say that they're going to miss the playoffs because of this game. But with the work that the hole they dug themselves, they can't afford a game like that. And definitely can't afford one tomorrow. Got to get right back on the horse for a tough matchup against the Islanders, who are probably sitting in Ottawa waiting. Tough one. Stutzla gets on the board there at the end, but the Stars didn't show up. I don't think Stutzla or Tkachuk had a good game at all, and it cost them. So we'll see, folks. See what they can do tomorrow, but that's a tough one. That'll sting for a little bit. I'm Jack Richardson. That's been the live watch party. Stay tuned for the postcast. Pilsy and Martian will be here to break this one down for you. Appreciate everyone joining, and we will see you all tomorrow.